What is going on, everyone, and welcome back yet again to more Tsukihime. This is going to be the Tsukihime Plus disc. I did say that after I finished up the main game, I would be getting to the Plus disc, and like I said, basically the Plus disc is these kind of like different scenarios. They're all like, some of them apparently are canonical. I know in the Natsuverse, like pretty much everything is canon, but it's mostly like a fun disc, like with Fate Hollow Ataraxia. It's a lot of just these comedic scenarios. Some of the scenarios aren't exactly comedic. Some of them actually are, semi-important and do have a plot, I suppose. Which is actually the first thing we'll be getting to, Alliance of Illusionary Eyes. This isn't, from what I understand, this is not like one of those comedic scenarios. It's kind of like apparently it's like a follow-up to Tsukihime, so I guess that's the most appropriate way to start this. But with that being said, let's get this going. Alliance of Illusionary Eyes. This side story contains material related to the main storyline of Tsukihime. Please take a breather and read this story after reaching one of the endings in Tsukihime. I'm kind of wondering which ending this is a follow-up to. With a slashing sound, Shiki-san's knife goes through his opponent's dominant arm. It's over. With that, he just falls to the ground. I actually wonder how long this was made after, or when this was made. Like, if it was made in around the same time as Tsukihime, or if, like, it wasn't made, like, just a couple years later. I'm not sure. Shiki-san lets out a sigh of relief. And it's kind of interesting that this seems to be being told from someone else's perspective. Oh. The killer lies motionless on the ground. But he's not dead. I can tell that he's only unconscious. I couldn't tell since it was so far away, but it seems Shiki-san tackled the killer at the same time he cut the killer's arm. I'm surprised at how similar this is to the events in comic books. Comic books are, manga. Huh? But something's strange. The killer's arm lying on the ground is without a scratch. It's not even bleeding. Yet the killer is unconscious. I'm surprised all the more. Akira-chan? Putting away the knife, Shiki-san puts out his hand to me, as I'm on the ground. Oh, yes, excuse me. I take his hand and stand back up. Still shocked from what just happened, my legs are a little weak. I can't stand up straight, so I grab onto Shiki's arm. Who the fuck is Akira? Is it Akira from the Akira manga? Is he gonna destroy the world? Man, this is so embarrassing. I can't speak clearly right now, so I shake my head. I want to say I'm alright. I don't want to see the man on the ground. I'm confused since I've never hugged a man before. Anyway, everything in my head is pure chaos. Yeah, shall we go somewhere else? He must have guessed what I wanted to say, as he starts to walk with my hand in his. This must have been, like, either they have more of a budget, or this was made a little after the original game, because it has, like, sound effects and everything, which... The original game did have sound effects, but it didn't have, like, it didn't have, like, the walking sound effects, or... Well, it did, but it wasn't, like, this, I guess the proper way to say it is it wasn't really this detailed. It would mostly be these generic sounds, but not that this doesn't have that, but it's a little bit more impressive, I guess. When he reaches the school gate, he turns around. That must have been terrible for you. He smiles as if it was nothing at all. Oh. At that instant, the deep chills running through me disappear and I suddenly feel like crying. It's because Shiki-san is acting so calm. He's amazing. All he said were those words. But they make me feel like everything that happened was just a dream. It makes me feel so stupid for trembling in fear earlier. So, we end up going to eat together. When I first got treated, I was treated to a good strawberry pie. I imagine it'll be something not quite as good this time, but I guess it can't be helped. It all started 3 days ago. I got to know Tonoshiki because Seo Akira, was greeted by a stranger. So this doesn't have anything to do with, like, the heroines from the main game. This is somebody else. The town slowly changes as we draw closer to the end of December. It doesn't change the fact that it's loud here, but it gets much more gorgeous, and at the same time, shows the gloominess that everything is drawing to an end. The town after the 25th of December is full of contradiction, rowdy yet lonely. That's kind of weird, because I'm actually playing this after the 25th of December. If as of recording this, guys, that today is December the 26th, so it's a little strange. Christmas has ended, and we wait for the new year. It's 5 days of relaxation before both an end and a beginning. I was walking around with nothing to do. I came to this town, which is a station away from the town I live in, because I wanted to be alone. It all started a few days ago. My eyes were special to begin with, but I saw something especially strange about a month ago. It was an outrageous, completely unrealistic spectacle. There, with a knife in my hand, I was dismantling things that looked like people. I don't know what meaning that vision had, but since then, I haven't been able to laugh naturally. I only go along with everyone else. I laugh when I don't want to. It's simple. I just can't laugh naturally anymore. Jeez, I should already be used to strange things. But that vision changed something. I guess you could say it was dramatic how much the world changed for me in just the past few days. I certainly don't hear good rumors about the Tono Mansion, but I walk through the town while I murmur to myself. I never had a purpose in the first place. I was only walking aimlessly through the town to calm my mind. You shouldn't commit murder! Then, I hear someone behind me yell something terrible. What? Many people, including me, turn around. There's a girl who looks like a middle schooler standing there with her shoulders shaking. Oh, that was a girl. I used a dude's voice. I always assume it's a guy. I don't know who you are, but you shouldn't do such a thing. It seems the girl is yelling at everyone that's walking by. Hey, what's that about? What, you know her? It's the end of the year. A lot of weird people pop up around this time. The people just stare coldly at her and keep walking. Oh, hold on. You really shouldn't do it, okay? The girl keeps shouting while standing amidst the waves of people. She must not mind looking weird as she continues to yell all these strange things. I guess this is some sort of fate. I work out what I'll say to her as I walk towards her. I call out to the girl and bring her to a less crowded place. The girl is looking up at me uneasily. She has short black hair. For a brief moment, she even looks like a boy. She wears plain, simple clothes, and a pretty scarf is wrapped around her neck. That kind of looks a little bit like Ciel. It's probably because the scarf is fox-colored, but I get this impression that she looks like a small fox. Well, let me correct myself. I said she must not mind looking weird, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Her face is apple red, and her body is still shaking from nervousness. She has timid, hesitant eyes, and her petite frame is reminiscent of a small animal. I can't even imagine that she has the guts to start shouting in the middle of town. After saying that line again, are you the one who's going to commit murder? Her question is full of depth. It's also weird that she was talking about her eyes, too. It gives me the impression that maybe she has the mystic eyes. Also, there was not this background noise in the original game, either. The background, of all the people talking and all that, that's kind of different. I have to say I'm interested now. I decided to go somewhere else to hear her out. My school doesn't allow me to go to places like this. She looks around while speaking hesitantly. She really does seem like a small fox. Since your guardian was with you, don't worry about it. Don't just stand there. Have a seat. She gives me a reserved response and sits down. The strawberry pie here is really great, but you know, it's embarrassing for a guy to order... Oh, wait a minute. Is this Shiki talking? I thought this was the, that girl Akira who was talking. I'm so confused now. Damn it. Should I be using a guy's voice here? I'm not really sure. I guess I'll go with the guy's voice. The strawberry pie here is really great, but you know, it's embarrassing for a guy to order a pie for himself, right? I was always thinking about coming here with a girl and having some pie. I just keep talking to the silent girl. I'm not expecting any reply. I'm just talking because I want to. I'll pay the bill. If you have something you want to eat, go right ahead and order it. But man, you're not allowed to go into a cafe? Where do you go to school? This must be the Anarby. Anarby is a cafe that shows up in, pretty much every type moon work. The girl only hangs her head and looks at me uneasily. Sheesh. Getting her to talk is like pulling teeth. Well, you won't mind having the same thing as me? I like tea, so I shouldn't order something that won't fit your taste. I flag down the waitress and order 2 huge strawberry pies, 2 lemon teas, a specialty torte that caught my eye when I walked into the store, and a raspberry cheesecake. Jesus Christ, fucking fat ass. Then... She stops hiding her face with the menu and looks at me. She looks like she wants something. I see. It's not something to boast about, but I'm good at reading silent requests. Oh, hold on. Can you make that 2 cheesecakes? The waitress says it's fine and goes back. Oh, you like the cheesecake? Yes, I like raspberries. She said it pretty clearly. Well, time to get myself together and get to the main topic. Let me ask you, what was that about earlier? You don't look like you'd do something like that even as a prank. You're right, I'm not good at joking. I thought so. It wasn't a funny joke. It's not? No. It's not a pleasant topic, and first of all, your eyes look too serious. I don't know why, but you were serious. If anybody could point at you and laugh, that'd be a bad joke too. She stares at me. It seems she's trying to figure out if I'm to be trusted or not. The silence continues. After the strawberry pie arrives, I cut it in half and eat a piece. The crispy crust and the gentle strawberry sweetness, it sure is as good as advertised. Now you're just making me hungry. What? I stop my fork and look back at her. I can actually... Yeah, I know. You want to say you can see the future, right? Huh? She gasps. Well, I only said what popped into my mind, but I guess I was right. Well, can you at least tell me your name? My name is Tonoshiki. Oh, yes. My name is Seo Akira. So, actually, this is, this seems really similar to that, the Kara no Kyokai movie. It was like, what was it? It was, recalled out of summer or something like that. Basically the plot of that movie was like, Kokuto was talking to this girl who claimed she could see the future, or that she could predict the future, and they were both in a cafe. So, I do know that Tsukihime was like, or that Kara no Kyokai was like the prototype for Tsukihime, so that kind of makes sense when you think about it. So it seems like that movie was kind of the prototype for what's going on here. She must be really shocked that I guessed correctly. The girl, Seo Akira, is blushing as she answers. I really don't know how to properly pronounce her first name. Seo Akira. You want to say you can see the future, right? The man I met for the first time, I guess his name is Tonoshiki, said that as if it was the most natural thing in the world. How did you know? I timidly look at Tono-san. Tono-san makes a friendly face, just because. I'm used to things like that. His voice is very kind. I don't know if I should put it this way, but my first impression of him is that he's like a cute puppy. Things like that? Yeah, but, well, I guess this is the first time that someone asked me if I'm going to commit murder. That really surprised me. He laughs. Is it because of his glasses with black rims? He's like a small boy when he laughs, and it calms me down. Oh, that suddenly embarrasses me. He didn't come to talk to me because he was just interested in me, nor was he trying to pick me up. Were you surprised? He shows no malice as he nods. I'm sorry. I didn't know who it was, so I thought you might be the one, Tono-san. Huh? Something bugs me as I say Tono-san. I wonder what it is. You don't have to apologize, but I invited you here because I wanted to know what made you say that. Can I call you Akira-chan? I nod quietly. I feel a little happy, but also a little embarrassed. It's the first time that a man other than my dad called me that. I'll get right to the point since we don't have much time. Please don't laugh. It'll let me finish the story faster. Okay, being concise is good. Okay, as you said, there are times when I can see people's future, or more like an event that will happen soon. It only happens once in a while, but I'll get really dizzy and can't even open my eyes. Then a vision enters my head, but I won't be able to recall it, so I just end up knowing it. So it means you can't replay in your mind what you saw, but you know all the details, huh? I don't know since I'm no expert, but is it because the future isn't as determined as the past? The information as individual parts are all there, but it must mean that the whole picture is yet to be determined. Tono-san drinks the tea while he thinks to himself with a difficult expression on his face. Huh? What kind of a person is he? That's not a normal reaction. Normally, people would laugh. This is too weird. Looking at me kindly is just too weird. You believe me? Nobody would make up a lie like that, right? It's too risky to lie about being able to see the future. What a direct answer. I see. Now that you mention it, you're right. Nobody would lie about that. Tono-san nods in agreement. I guess it's meaningless to be suspicious of him. So, what do you do when something like this happens? Seeing the future is much more useful than seeing the past. Has anything good come of it? The weird Tono-san asks me a weird question. What? What I'm asking is this. Let's say you see a future where your friends are going to get hurt. Would you try to help that friend? Yes, I was able to do so several times before. They usually say I'm just butting in, but the future result can be changed with hard work. Tono-san looks surprised, but it seems he understands. Yeah, you're a good girl, Akira-chan. My heart jumps. Tono-san's smile is kind, but it actually looks really... But I see. Seeing the future sure is useful. I thought the future couldn't be changed no matter what. It's just like the cat in the box. If you determine that it's dead, the cat has to die. You're right. I thought so at first, but I grew to realize that it's different. I think I'm not seeing the person's future, but I might be seeing their past. After tilting his head in wonder, Tono-san nods in comprehension. Oh, you must be smart, right? I bet you're good at science. The hell does that have anything to do with anything? That's not true. I'm not good at memorizing. Really? That's strange. That must mean you're using your capacity on something else. The background of people. Well, I guess you could call it their history or memory, but seeing that means you're seeing the past, right? It's the same in your case, but you take it a step further. You calculate from the past that you read and literally predict the future. That's why you can change the future you see, unlike normal futures others see. That's amazing. You're different from a failure like me. Oh, yes. I think that's probably true. After I say that, I realize that I'm watching Tono-san absent-mindedly. It is surprising, after all. This person just guessed what I've been able to figure out for about a year. So that was why you were shouting those things back then. But that was too thoughtless. Tono-san stabs the whole cheesecake with his fork and takes the whole piece to his mouth. You saw someone's future when you were walking in that crowd. The future you saw went against human morals, and it wasn't something you could ignore. But there were too many people, so you couldn't figure out whose future it was you saw. You called out in spite of your embarrassment, but none of the cold-hearted people listened to you. That's your story, right? That's right, but you're wrong. You listen to me. Well, I don't count since I'm a curious guy, but I want to talk about the person you saw the future of. Either way, I bet that person won't let you be. His expression changes from kind to scary. What do you mean by either way? I mean, even if the person has committed it or has yet to commit it. My heart jumps again. Tono-san knows. He knows what I saw and what it will bring upon me. Right? You said you shouldn't commit murder. It's not worth listening to for a normal person, but it's not something you can ignore for someone who has or is just about to do such a thing. If that person was able to do such a thing, I'm sure that person would be after you right now. I quickly look around the cafe. Wait, I wouldn't be able to figure out if someone followed me here. And I think it's bad even if this person has yet to kill someone. That performance by you is not something that is easily forgettable. I don't think you need to worry, but we have to keep in mind what kind of person this is, right? There's a possibility the person will remember you after killing someone and then come searching for you. His voice is now cold. I'm sure he's mad at my thoughtlessness. You weren't thinking about that? I did think about it, but what I saw was so ugly that... So you were more concerned about the people that might get killed instead of yourself, huh? Jeez, that kind of thing is my weak spot. Tono-san looks up at the ceiling. Tono-san? I'm shaking from hearing the word killed coming from Tono-san's mouth. I'm a coward. A vision of death is a rather common thing to be seeing in people's future. I guess it can't be helped. I want to help you. I won't be a bother, right? Huh? Help me? Don't act dumb. You're going to go search for the killer by yourself, right? He's amazing. This person looks calm, but he's actually really scary. I was totally wrong to call him a cute dog. I bet he's a wolf when he takes off his glasses. You're kinda right about that. I'd love that, but it's impossible. It's impossible for normal people to look for someone they don't even know the face of. I'm not a normal person. They're not as special as yours, but I also have special eyes. And since they're weak, I can control their ability. I think they're suitable for searching for people. No way, you can see the future as well? Hey now, I just told you people don't lie about things like that. Well, my eyes aren't that concrete as yours. Tono-san taps his glasses with his finger. I see. That must be why he listened to me and believed what I said. If that's the case, he's certainly reliable and might be able to find this someone. When I see the future, it's usually one day into the future. I've already given up somewhat, but if Tono-san helps me, I might be able to change the future. Then it's decided. I have a request. Will you call me Shiki-san? I told you my name, so please call me by my first name. Oh, okay. If you say so, Shiki-san. When I say Shiki-san, I finally realize what's been bugging me. Could you be the older brother of Tono-senpai? Huh? He looks really surprised as he slumps his shoulders. Hold on. Tono-senpai? Shiki-san watches me in bewilderment. Oh, she knows Akiha. Okay, so that's also something that's really similar to Recalled Out of Summer. That girl was a student at, the Reian Girls Academy, which was also the school that, Mikia's sister went to. Then, are you a student at the Asagami Academy? Yes, I'm in my second year of middle school. Tono-senpai has helped me on a lot of things. Well, but Tono Akiha is in high school. You're in middle school, right? Yes, but the middle school and high school at our school aren't that separated. Tono-senpai and I are both in the student council, so we always see each other at the meetings. Shiki-san covers his face with his hands. He stays quiet for a while. Yes? Can you please keep this a secret from Akiha, that I talk to you like this? I don't know what she'll do to me if she found out that I picked up a girl in town. Especially if it's a girl that she knows. Shiki-san sounds really troubled. I'm fine with that, but do you find Tono-senpai so hard to deal with? The question that just popped into my head kind of slipped out. Well, not really. Shiki-san gives a vague answer. Oh, would you like this tort? You like raspberry, right? He hands me the plate as if bribing me. You can't win me over with food, Tono. So, what was this future that you saw? Huh? That's... Oh, you can keep eating. I like how you eat, without reserve. I'm not that vulgar. Yeah, you're right. I don't know how to respond to that. I wipe my mouth with a napkin and stare into his eyes. What I saw were bits and pieces. I saw a few people in pools of blood and someone with a scary face who was holding a knife. It was dark, so there's nothing to help me identify the locations, but I only saw one person at a time, so I don't think they got killed in the same place. One person at a time, huh? So how many people were there total? There were 3. The first was a girl about my age. She's tanned with dyed hair that's about this long. Shiki-san silently asked for me to continue. The second person is in his 30s. I think he's a bit shorter than you. He's chubby and he has a kind-looking face. He's wearing distinctive clothing, yellow overalls. Oh, that's distinctive. There are only 2 places around here that have yellow overalls as their work uniform. Shiki-san answers and then continues to ask for more information about this man. He asks me for his features, my impression of him, and even how he was killed. I see. I don't think I have enough clues, but it'll be worthwhile to go look for him. Huh? You're going to go look for the second victim? Yeah, it's more practical to search for someone who's going to get attacked rather than this killer we know nothing about. That's true, but... Alright, tell me what the third person looks like. You should tell me while the memory's vivid. Despite what Shiki-san says, my memory won't fade no matter how much time passes. As I can only remember it in words, the information isn't going to fade. Well, I don't know if that's the reason or not, but I don't find visuals too interesting. In my case, I fall for sounds. My heart even jumps if a salesman over the phone has a good voice. That's kind of weird. Well, back to the main subject. The third person is a woman, but she doesn't have many special features. I only know that she had long hair. That's troubling. I can't search for her in that case. Shiki-san ponders with a difficult expression. Well, I guess it does no good to think too much. So how was this person killed? The same as before. Her limbs are cut off. In her case, she was missing both of her hands. The first person is only in a pool of blood. The second person is missing an arm and a leg, and the third person is missing both of her hands, huh? This guy must be carrying a dangerous weapon. It'd be hard to cut apart a human being unless he has a saw or something. Then he can't just be a random killer. The killer has to slowly dismantle the body in a place where people can't see. Shiki-san murmurs something dangerous and entirely unsuited for his kind-looking face. So who's this guy you saw last? You said he had a knife, but he's not dead? No, he was just holding a knife, but he seemed scary. He's like the killer you see in a movie. Wow, I wonder who he may be. So what does he look like? I looked down after looking at him. I can't say it. I think the guy with the knife looked like Shiki-san, but the guy with the knife didn't have his glasses on, and I'm sure he's younger than Shiki-san. I don't remember very well, but I think he may be the killer. What? So the killer saw himself in the mirror after he killed those people? I can't see ordinary things like that. I only see unusual things and all the people involved. I'm not an involved person, but just an observer. I see. That's good. Oh, wait, it's not. No, I think that's good. Oh, wait, shit, no, it's not. You don't remember what he looks like, right? I shake my head. Shiki-san sighs with relief. I guess we just have to keep searching. I'm going to search for the second person now. You should... I think you shouldn't do anything. This is a guy that's going to be a killer. He might be already following you and watching you. I look around once again. Even so, there's no way I can identify the killer. It's dangerous for a girl to walk alone. Let me handle the search, and you can just think about the future that you saw. But isn't that dangerous for you as well? It's not. Well, it'll be simple if the killer is following us and thinks that I'm on your side. I'm pretty confident in my skills, so you don't have to worry. Shiki-san stands up. I'll contact you tomorrow if things go well. Can you tell me your number? Well, I'm on vacation right now. Give me them digits, girl. Shiki-san looks surprised. There's this thing I want to go to at the end of the year, but they're reconstructing the dorm this year. Everyone's going back to their families, but my house is far away, so I'm staying here by myself until I'm done with that business. Staying here? You mean you're staying at your friend's house or something? No, I'm staying at a hotel near here. I guess something happened there 2 months ago, but it's really cheap. Oh, she's talking about what happened in the near side route. So So then this takes place about a month or two after the first, Tsukihime then. I planned this since I knew I could stay here for a week at that price. Hotel. Oh, that hotel. Shiki-san grows pale, then shakes his head. I'm staying in room 2 on the 11th floor, so I think you can just call the hotel. I see. Alright, I'll contact you if I find out anything. I'll take the bill, so you can stay here as long as you want. Shiki-san waves goodbye and leaves. He sure is strange. I watch him through the window. Then, it suddenly hits me. Wow, it'd be a new record if I got it once a month, but twice a day? Am I using my talent in the wrong places? It's a dark night, beside an empty building. A big wall on one side. I think it's a gym at a school. The two are confronting each other. One is Shiki-san and the other is the boy with the knife. After talking for a bit, they attack each other and... they both die. No way. Shiki-san got stabbed. I'm astonished at my words, but it's certainly the future. Shiki-san! I run out after Shiki-san, but I can't find him anywhere. No matter how hard I look, he's nowhere in sight, so I go back to the hotel not knowing what to do. Well, shit. Oh yeah, I can call Senpai. The simple solution hits me when I get back. Senpai's phone number is... I find her phone number in the address book. Most of the students in middle school know her phone number, but I bet nobody has ever called her. They say only her roommates Soka and Hanai are the ones that can talk freely to her. I don't think there's another person that's as trusted yet feared as her. The people in high school say we've got it good since we can trust her, but don't have to face her. I start to think it might be too much for me to call her, but Shiki-san's life is on the line, so I can't be scared. Oh yeah, I got acquainted with the brother of the famous Tono-senpai. How lucky of me. I'll brag to everyone once the new quarter starts. This is the Tono household. May I ask who's calling? Hey, I guess I unconsciously dialed the number. The sudden revelation causes my voice to stop working properly. This is the Tono household. Please calm down. I hear a soft voice over the phone. Oh, yes, I'm calm. I take a deep breath. I'm sorry to call so late. I'm Seo Akira. Is Tono-senpai there? Yes, please hold on a moment. After a polite reply and a brief silence. Yes, this is Tono. I hear the familiar voice that I can never get accustomed to. Good evening, senpai. I hate how I get nervous so easily. There's only silence. Man, I bet senpai's just astonished. Seo? Oh, yes, it's me, senpai. I see. It's really surprising for you to call me. Senpai sounds like she's having fun. I bet there's something behind her words. Senpai has this bad habit of teasing someone weak, so I'm often teased in the meetings. I guess it looks to others like she's taking care of me, but it sends a chill up my spine when she smiles at me. So, what's your business? I believe it's too early for a New Year's greeting. Is Shiki-san home? Crack. It almost sounds like she's crushed the phone receiver. Shio, what do you mean by Shiki-san? I'm home. I hear a man's voice behind Tono-senpai. Oh, Shiki-san's home? I made it. Senpai, can I talk to Shiki-san real quick? I have something I need to tell him. I ask frantically. After a sigh, she apparently hands the phone to Shiki-san. Hello? My heart jumps at the voice. Yeah, so I fucked up earlier. I was thinking that Shiki had already answered the phone. Maybe it has a different tone over the phone, or maybe I was too intent on watching his face earlier. But I think he has a good voice. Okay, then. I fall for sounds, and Shiki-san's voice is like a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. Oh yeah, your voice is so fucking amazing, Shiki. This is Xiao. Huh? Crap, my heart's beating fast. I forgot to tell you one thing. Please don't walk around at night, especially around the gym, okay? Alright, but by gym, do you mean the gym at my school? Shing. Wow, that was surprising. I crumble to the floor and take another deep breath. But it's okay now. Shiki-san understood, so I bet the future won't occur. So I guess people's voices get her all hot and bothered for some reason. If there's a problem about this phone call, it's not knowing what Tono-senpai will do to me in the student council meeting next year. I'm scared of next year.